everybody, welcome to Heidi's Family Kitchen. Today we're making my famous pizza sauce, but it's not just a pizza sauce. It's a tomato sauce that I use for our pizza, but also for the chicken parmesan, which is coming up in a video later. And just a great recipe because you can use it for a quick pasta dinner. You can make it a little bit spicy, or you can make it not spicy if you want the kids to have it. So it's an easy, quick, it's one and done in half an hour. So I'm gonna get started and show you what you need. So we're gonna chop up half an onion or one small onion, or this was a pretty big one. So we're just gonna chop up half of a white onion. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna puree it. But if you are we're using whole tomatoes in this recipe, which is my preference, but you can use tomato puree, and then you might want to just chop your onions a bit finer, but I'm going to use my hand blender at the end of this recipe. So that's half an onion. We want to get some garlic prepared here. So in my recipe, I have 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to peel those. And the quickest way to peel, just smash them with a knife, and look at that, the peel just pops right off. And again, we're going to chop them up, but it doesn't have to be super fine. If you are using the pureed tomatoes, then what you could do is use your microplane, and then your garlic will be nice and fine, and you don't have to chop it. And if you want it a little more or less garlicky, of course you can make it your own. So the rest of the ingredients are prepared here. I have chili flakes, I have the basil, salt and pepper, some brown sugar, tomatoes paste, and the olive oil. So we're gonna go to the pot now and get started with cooking it up. Okay, so we're at the stove now, and I have a pot on medium heat, and we're adding in 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're going to add in the onions to start at the beginning. I'm not going to add the garlic quite yet because you want to make sure that you don't burn garlic because it really tastes bitter. So we're going to let that simmer. And I'm going to add the salt and pepper with that, and a tablespoon of dry basil. And I have some chili flakes going in there. So we're going to simmer this until the onions are nice and soft. And once they're nice and soft, I'm going to add the garlic in. And we'll cook that down, and then we'll add the tomatoes. So we'll let that simmer. Okay, so this has been simmering now for about 5 minutes, and the onions are nice and soft. And I'm going to add in the minced garlic. And just stir that for about 30 seconds, just when you start to smell the garlic, just to get it going. So the garlic is in, so now we're going to add in the tomatoes. So this is 1 28-ounce can of whole Italian tomatoes. And I always just add a bit of water to rinse out the can, and that goes into the sauce. And then we have 1 small 5-ounce tomato paste. And tomato paste is what gives it, without a long cooking time, it gives the sauce more of a long, slow cooked flavor, because this has been cooked, right? So that's why it's great to use tomato paste. If you're looking for that long, slow, simmered taste, but don't want to spend all the time to simmer it. And then it calls for some brown sugar, just to take the acidic edge off the tomatoes. And I put 1 to 2 tablespoons in the recipe. And I always start by putting 1 in, and then if I want more, I'll add it later. So now that's going to simmer for anywhere, really, how much time you have. It's not essential, but you do want to let it simmer for at least 15 minutes. If you've got time to let it go a little longer, you can, but certainly it doesn't need it. So 15 minutes, we're going to let that simmer, and then I will give it a puree with my hand blender, and we have sauce. So we've been simmering here for about 20 minutes, and I'm going to use my hand blender. If you don't have a hand blender, you can use a regular blender, it's fine, or or you can start, instead of whole tomatoes, you can use pureed tomatoes, and then you don't have to blend it. So I just turn off the heat, I give it a little blend here. And I don't make it too fine. I do like it a little chunky, so I just that looks good. I like to leave a little bit of chunks. I don't like it too fine. And I'm going to taste for seasoning to make sure there's enough salt and if I need any more brown sugar. So I'll give it a little taste. Maybe a tiny bit of salt. And that should be good. I think, let's just see. Yeah, perfect. So remember, easy, under half an hour, makes a very versatile sauce to have in your freezer. So give it a try, my famous pizza sauce.